Today I'm presenting to you my mediated presentation. Um, it's on how Wallace Smith Broecker's influence uh, on our view of global warming. This is Wallace Smith Broecker. This is a picture very late in his life. Wallace Smith Broecker was a geochemist who worked as a professor at Columbia University. He transformed the understanding of our climate system. That way we understand global warming and can do something about it. By presenting the information he has discovered, I believe we can get a better understanding of what really is the problem for global warming. By choosing Wallace Smith Broecker and seeing his impact to our studies on global warming, I have discovered a few sources to share to make this information reliable. My idea is to explain what information Broecker has discovered and inform you, my audience, as to how he was just a normal guy who discovered this, then show what kind of work we have done based on his discovery. First, we need to discuss who Wallace Smith Broecker is and why he is so interested in this topic. Wallace Smith Broecker was raised in Chicago, Illinois. He grew up in a Christian family with 3 brothers and 2 sisters. Broecker left his undergraduate at Wheaton College in his home state for an internship at Columbia University. Transitioning over to his retired life, Broecker was in 2 marriages in his lifetime. Broecker was married 55 years to Grace Carter. They both helped each other in his experiments. They worked together at his first college that he went to. She ended up passing away in 2007. After his wife's death, Broecker ended up marrying another woman 2 years later. Her name was Elizabeth Clark. She was a longtime close friend to Broecker. She shared his love in science, puzzles, and adventure. The impact Broecker has on the future population. Because of Broecker, we now know many things that we didn't know about the impacts the ocean has on our climate. Broecker showed us how the current of the ocean supplies North and South Pole more carbon than the atmosphere does, proving the ocean is causing the most damage to the melting glaciers. He also informed us on what global warming really is. He was the first person to use global warming as a scientific term. He showed examples of carbon levels in the ocean and how the currents shoved it to both poles. This is a quote that he said. It says, "Climate is an angry beast and we are poking at it with sticks." What he means by this is that we are polluting the earth every single day, and by doing this and not finding a solution, we're just going to make it worse for ourselves in the long run. This is a timeline of his lifetime. He lived for 87 years. This shows you when he was born and when he died. This is a map showing the ocean's currents and the carbon that it's taking with it. It's showing you Antarctica, which is a place with a lot of glaciers, and how the different heat levels from the carbon is destroying those glaciers. Finally, the conclusion of Broecker's achievements. So Broecker grew up in a Christian family, left his hometown to pursue an internship at Columbia University. He then researched about global warming with his first wife, ultimately changing the way we all look at how the ocean affects carbon levels on this earth. Because of Wallace Smith Broecker, a geochemist who researched how ocean's current takes carbon to the North and South Poles, we now know how much the ocean actually affects the rising global warming levels. And we can fix this the way we affect this earth by becoming more conservative on our fossil fuels. We don't need to use them as much. Cars are a big problem to global warming. The exhaust out of a car releases carbon in the atmosphere, and it's the same as carbon is the same out of the cars as it is in the ocean's currents. So it does the same thing. But we are producing that carbon, and that is causing our glaciers to melt.